And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Keys to the Ice Castle. Now this is a game for kids. It's a game where you're moving through a castle with a lot of doors, trying to unlock them with keys and get through without getting frozen. Meanwhile, you get to slide on an ice slide once in a while. Let me show you. In this game, you're going to build a grid. This is a 4-player game. You'd build a long grid of 40 tiles if you were playing a 2-player game of different doors that are red, yellow, green, and blue. Each player is going to start with a handful of 3 cards, and you're going to have your character and put them on one of the 4 sides, like this. On your turn, you first play a card, and then you can move your character if possible. So when I play a card, let's say I want to play this red key card, I could open this red door here, and if it's an open door, which this one is, I move on it. Now, many of the doors are just going to show an open spot on them. That just means you can move in them. Some doors will show that they're frozen over. Those you can't move in. Once you open them, they're open, but they're frozen. This one here, an extra key tile, gives you a bonus action. You can open another door. So if I landed here, I could say, oh, well, too bad, that one's frozen. There's also tiles that give you an extra turn where you can do another turn. So players, when they play their card, can play one of the 4 color keys, red, yellow, green, blue, to open the same door. They could also, if they have a skeleton key, they can play open any door, or get rid of a padlock, because there are padlock cards that players can put onto doors to lock them so that other players can't get in there. You have an axe, which will let you play this on a board, and it opens a frozen door. You have an ice slide, so if I have these 2 tiles open, for example, I can put an ice slide between them, and that's the only way you can move diagonally. And then you have freeze, which just stops your opponents from moving for 2 rounds. The first person to exit on the opposite side of where they started is the winner. Component quality for the game is good. The cards are good quality. They all are very easy to tell apart. If you can't tell this is a red key, it says the word red key on it. Although the doors themselves don't say that, which I thought was a missed opportunity. The cards themselves are fine. Working here, it's easy to tell what things are. There are lots of characters included with the game. All of them have fun little artwork on them. However, if you are going to use different characters, you have to replace them in the plastic pieces. But it works pretty smoothly, so it's not a problem. Everything fits in this box, which is maybe a little bigger than it needs to be, but the components here are pretty good. So there you have it, a very simple game. You play a card, you flip a tile half the time, and then you move your piece. Here's my problem with the game. I always treat kids' games as for who they're intended, for kids, and I played this with the kids, but it's just too lucky. My youngest son and we played this. I also played it with some of my other kids, but it's basically for my younger son. He's 7. This is kind of right up his thing. It says age is 8+, but it's really not. It could be played with 5+ or what have you. It's just too lucky. You get the right keys, you open a door. In this game, if you open an empty door and you move across the board, there's not a lot that people can do to stop you other than playing a card that freezes you for 2 turns, which is just a gaming no-no. How fun is that to say, I'm taking you out of the game for 2 turns. Not 1 turn, but 2 turns. That's just, I don't know. I find that sort of thing ridiculous. It's contrived and doesn't work well. And other than that, you just turn over a tile and hope you find it. There's no strategy to this game. There's nothing. The coolest thing in this game are those ice slides, which you can place to go diagonally. But other than that, I just don't find anything here that I think is worth talking about. There is hundreds and hundreds of fantastic kids games out there, and I don't even mind that they have luck in them. Luck is fine, but this is all luck. You don't get the key color card you need? Too bad. You turn over the card and it's ice all around you? Too bad. You'll take forever to get back out. By then someone else will win. At least it's fast, but I've yet to see a game of this end where it wasn't determined by just who got the luckiest. I don't know. I want something a little bit more for kids, especially if you're going to say 8+. They're going to be quite bored with it, in my opinion. So that's Keys to the Ice Castle. Not this one, folks. Dice Tower Judgment, it's just not worth the time for kids.